Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. His only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Serapis Christus, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shai. So we gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders over all of Israel. In a sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwathikim who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando Camp coming at you with another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another daily edification. Lord's willing, this be edifying. And if you don't know, North Korea President Kim Jong-un is back and better than ever, and he got a message. So Lord willing, this be edifying.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. It's Dina Calmetta here, and for today's news, I'd like to get you caught up on some headlines that have occurred over the weekend. And I'd like to start with North Korea. Apparently, the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un warned that his country would fully mobilize its nuclear forces if it was threatened, as he took center stage at a military parade that unveiled what appeared to be a new intercontinental ballistic missile, among other weapons. The North Korean leader, however, avoided direct criticism of Washington during Saturday's event. Instead, he focused on a domestic message, urging his people to remain firm in the face of tremendous challenges posed by the virus pandemic and crippling U.S.-led sanctions over his nuclear program. Kim described the North's continuing efforts to develop its nuclear deterrent as necessary for its defense, and said that it wasn't targeting any specific country. But if any force harms the safety of our nation, we will fully mobilize the strongest offensive might in a preemptive manner to punish them. It goes on further to report that Kim's speech was punctuated by thousands of goose-stepping troops, tanks and armored vehicles, as well as rocket launchers, and the broad range of ballistic missiles. The weapons included what was possibly the North's biggest yet Icbm, which was mounted on an 11-axle launch vehicle that was also seen for the first time. North Korea had already demonstrated a potential ability to reach deep into the U.S. mainland with a flight test of its Hwasong 15 Icbm in 2017.
Now you see, he created these missiles to reach deep in the USA mainland. Okay? And what's the major cities over here? Those 5 cities, just like Sodom and Gomorrah: California, New York, Texas, Florida, Chicago. These are the main cities. Okay? They have created the ICBM. They have upped their game, man. Okay? Their technology is advanced to make the missiles hit Babylon the Great. Which the Lord say, hey, once they fire off these missiles, the Lord gonna control these missiles to go where they're supposed to go at, man. So this is the mind of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, in these kings of these nations, man, to create these missiles so they can do what? Hit Babylon the Great, man.
And developing a larger missile possibly means that the country is trying to arm its long-range weapons with more warheads. One expert stated that I think that this is a message to the U.S.
Hey, and that's facts. This is a message to Babylon the Great, man. Okay? This is Isaiah 54:16. It reads, it said, behold, this is Yahweh speaking. I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his works, and I have created the waster to destroy. What's a waster? What you see on the screen. An intercontinental ballistic missile, man. Okay, the Lord created the blacksmith. What does a blacksmith do? He makes weapons, man. Knives, daggers, swords, napalm, landmines, grenades. They make all weapons. Okay? Every weapon that's on planet Earth is made by a smith, man. Okay? And then you got these scientists that, like North America took these German scientists, man. Okay? They went from the atomic bomb to the intercontinental ballistic missile. They split the atom, man. Right? So this is from who? Yahweh Ba'ashim Hawashai. This is Revelation chapter 9, verse 16. It reads, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. If you look up 200,000, it's 200 million. And I heard the number of them. Now, this is the best description that John the Revelator on the island of Patmos can give, because during that time, there wasn't no missiles. Okay? So he was giving you the description of men on horses lined up ready to go to war. Because in the ancient time, how did they fight? They fought on both sides of the field. They lined it up on both sides of the field, and they charged out at each other, man. Okay, with shields and daggers and swords. And this is how they fought in the ancient time. So this was the best description that John the Revelator can give. It's Revelation 9:17. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions. That's the warhead that you see right there. They were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issue out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth, the warhead which you see, the white part, and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents. Why? It said that for their power in their mouths and in their tails. The tail get propelled, okay? And it say for their tails were like unto serpents. Why? Because the smoke trail that the missiles leave when they fire off, it looked like serpents. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, warheads, and with them they do hurt. Okay? So you see what's going on. These are the weapons of the Lord's armory, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 25. It reads, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Hawashai, have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Hawashai, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. So these are the weapons, man, that the Lord is going to use to destroy the earth, man. Okay, to destroy the wickedness off the earth. Because when you go to Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5, because you heard what John said, the horsemen and the horses, right? Isaiah 9 and 5, because that's how they fought in the ancient time. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. That's them lined up on both sides of the field saying charge. And all you hear is yelling and screaming and swords clashing and shields clashing. And it say, for every battle of warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. What's the this? That shall be with burning fuel of fire. World War III. This is Salaki, this is Revelation chapter 9 and verse 12. It reads, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. Right? This is Revelation 11 and 14. It reads, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That's talking about the first two wars and past, and here come a third war shortly. Let's continue.
And also that he has something new that he may just test. But the North Korean leader during his speech also extended an olive branch to rival South Korea, expressing hope that the countries can repair ties once the threat of the pandemic is over. But many analysts believe that North Korea will avoid serious negotiations or provocations before the U.S. presidential election because of the chance that the U.S. government could change. So we sort of expected before the parade that North Korea would unveil their new Icbm. So it's not a super big surprise. And the fact that he offered an olive branch to South Korea, that's good news. But in the end, we shall wait to see what happens. So with that said, let's move along and talk about Turkey next. Apparently, the Turkish military transported, on October 5th and 6th, its first batch of the Russian-made S-400 to the Black Sea port, where the country plans to test the long-range air defense system's capabilities.
And where did they get it from? Russia. As the scriptures say in Ezekiel 38, Russia shall be a guard to these nations. Okay? Russia is supplying S-400s, man. And Russia has S-700s, man. Okay? And I did a video last year. They possibly have S-900s, man. But who knows?
Now, Turkey first tested the S-400 air defense system on American-made F-16 fighter jets in November. The first batch of the system was delivered in July of 2019. Turkey and Russia are currently negotiating the purchase of a second batch, based on a co-production of the off-the-shelf purchase with technology transfer. Turkey.
Why is this? Because Russia shall be a guard to the other nations. Ezekiel the 38th chapter.
Agreed to the $2.5 billion S-400 acquisition at the end of 2017 and said that it would activate the system in April of 2020. Now, under pressure from its NATO allies, most notably the U.S., Turkey silently postponed the activation.
Did you hear that? It say under pressure from its NATO allies. That's the separation of Daniel 2 and 43. They shall mingle with the seeds of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, man. Okay, that's the separation of EU and NATO, man. The beast system and North America, Babylon the Great, which is the harlot that sits on the scarlet colored beast. Okay? It tell you in Revelation 17 and 16, the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and make her naked and desolate and burn her with fire, man. With fire from what? The intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. This is prophecy. You got the seeds of the wicked have been mingling with the seeds of men, but they are not cleaving one to another, man. That's the separation of Babylon the Great and the allies.
Process, citing the pandemic. But since the 400 purchase, Washington has suspended Turkish partnership in the American-led multinational Joint Strike Fighter program that builds the F-35 fighter jet.
See, all they can use is their sanctions, their policies, their legislations, their philosophies, their draconian law, man. Because now, as the scriptures say, which I'm going to read, you ain't the biggest bully on the schoolyard no more, man. North America is not the biggest bully no more. This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. It reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. This is the point. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. The Lord say, beat your plowshares, which is tools of agriculture. Beat your plowshares into swords. Take the money that you spend in the agriculture and put it into your military defense system, which is what? Intercontinental ballistic missiles. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks, which are tools of agriculture, into spears. The Lord saying, forget all that, right? Take that money and put it into your military defense system, man. Your intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Okay? That's what everybody is doing, man.
The U.S. also threatened to sanction Turkey if it activated the air defense system.
See?
But Turkey's chief defense procurement official stated that when to activate such a critical air defense system.
Babylon the Great is losing power, man. As the scripture just said, let the weak say, let let all it say let the weak say I am strong. These nations that was weak, they are becoming strong, man. Why? Because everybody got missiles now, man.
That is not the matter to be disclosed to the public. How much of the system has to be activated? Such questions do not comply with a country's geostrategic deliberations. So this obviously is not going to make the U.S. military too happy, and I believe that sanctions will be fast approaching in the near future. But speaking of the U.S. F-35, Israel could oppose any U.S. sale of the warplanes to Qatar, according to Israel's intelligence minister.
Nah, let me go back and pull this still, cause that was the point. Let me get these precepts. Now, I read in Revelation 9 how John the Revelator saw the missiles, right? This is Joel 2, because Joel and John saw the same vision. And anybody that watch my videos know when I go into the missiles, I always use Joel chapter 2 and Revelation 9 and 16 and 17, because John, the Revelator, and Joel saw the same vision, man. Okay, this is Joel 2 and 4. It reads, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so they shall run. Hold on. Let's go back to Revelation 9. Revelation 9 and 16. This is what John said. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, right? Having breastplates of fire and jasper and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were the heads of lions, and out of their mouth issue fire, smoke, and brimstone. Right? So he said, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them. Right? So let's go back to Joel 2. Joel 2 and 4 reads, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. This is the same vision that both of these prophets saw, man. Okay? Showing you that it's not talking about nothing else but intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. As I read in Isaiah 9 and 5. Read it again. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Okay? What's going to fuel the fire? The intercontinental ballistic missiles. Now I got this. Listen to this devil. Cause he's bugged out, man. So let's listen to this.
When I spoke at this forum 2 years ago, I told you that we had launched the great American comeback. Today I'm proud to declare that the United States is in the midst of an economic boom, the likes of which the world has never seen before.
And that's a lie. Okay? You see what's going on right now with the retail apocalypse? You see what's going on right now with everything that's going on in Babylon the Great? It's not in the midst of an economic boom. This is Jeremiah 51 and 8. It reads, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Everybody know Babylon the Great is falling, is collapsing. The economy, the economic structure, the infrastructure of Babylon the Great, the dollar is deteriorating, man. Everybody know that, right? So this place is falling, man. It's on one knee. It's bending down on one knee, man. Right?
Today I'm pleased to announce the United States will join 1 Trillion Trees Initiative.
Now you done cut down all the trees to build your shopping malls, your condominiums, right? Your plazas, right? Your mansions. Now you want to talk about 1 million trees. Hey man, the Lord said what? In Jeremiah 50 and 25, it reads, no, Jeremiah 51 and 25. Now you want to talk about you trying to rebuild. No. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which destroyeth all the earth, man. Now you talking about 1 million trees. Get out of here with that, man.
Being launched here at the World Economic Forum. 1 trillion trees. And in doing so, we will continue to show strong leadership in restoring, growing, and better managing our trees and our forests. But to embrace the possibilities of tomorrow, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom.
Here you go.
And their predictions of the apocalypse.
That's what the scriptures say, right? And their predictions of the apocalypse. Now, let's go to this. It's called 10 FEMA regions. Okay? That's what this is. 10 FEMA regions right here. They got different ones. Let me get out of this one. So you see, 10 FEMA regions. Okay, let's click this one. It's small. Let's click this one. 10 FEMA regions, right? 10. And it's all covering what? North America, Babylon the Great, right? This is the 10 FEMA regions. Just want to show you. Because I'm going to pull the precept to line up with this. Look at this one. Soon it get right, and they're going to have military coming in from everywhere, man. Okay? 10 FEMA regions, man. 10 FEMA zones. This is Revelation chapter 11. And I'm going to start at 12 so you can understand. It reads, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. So the Lord is going to call the elect out of Babylon the Great and around the world, but we talking about Babylon the Great. This is what we dealing with right here. The 10 FEMA regions of North America, Babylon the Great, right? So they heard a voice from heaven saying unto them, Salakia, they heard a voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, right? And they entered into a cloud, right? Let me get this one. You know what? Let's use this one. Let's use that one. It is kind of big. Which that's what I wanted, but I'm just trying to show you this is the whole map of North America in 10 FEMA regions. Okay? Let's read it again. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Now after the elect go into the chariots, I'm finna read verse 13 so we can see what happened to them. This verse 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. 7 meaning complete number. A complete number of people gonna be destroyed. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to power of heaven. The second war was past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. So, in the midst of World War III, the elect gonna get beamed out of here, man. Okay? That's why I say in 1 Peter 4, as a matter of fact, let's get Isaiah first. Isaiah 24 and 15. What did it just say in Revelation? The remnant was affrighted and gave glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Here's the precept. Isaiah 24 and 15. Wherefore glorify ye the Lord in the fires, even the name of the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, power of Israel in the isles of the sea, man. Okay? This is what was I finna go? Salakia. I'm train of thought. Let's get this. I lost my train of thought, but I was finna get this anyway. This Malachi 4 and 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua of hosts, it shall leave them neither root nor branch. What is this talking about? From the intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. So let me go back one more time and read this in Revelation chapter 11, verse 13. And it reads, in the same hour there was a great earthquake, and a 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. Okay? That's what's going to happen, man. You see it right here. The 10 FEMA zones. Plain. It's plain, man. This, North America, Babylon the Great, is the 10th part of the city that's going to fall, man. All of North America. What did the Lord do? He showed John the Revelator North America as a big lake of fire, man. This is Isaiah 13 and 5. And it reads, they come from a far country, from the ends of heaven. What is coming from a far country? The missiles. It say from the ends of heaven, meaning well, from out of the skies, man. The missiles gonna come down like rain, man, from out of the skies. Even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land, man. Mainly North America. We know Israel gonna get burnt up. Okay? North America, Israel, and other parts of the world, man. Okay? This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. It reads, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. They arrows, it say their arrows shall be of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Why does it say none shall return in vain? And what is the arrows? The intercontinental ballistic missiles. Now I say none shall return in vain. Let's read that in Joel. This is Joel chapter 2 in verse 7. It reads, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. But it's telling you it ain't men of war. It say like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his way, and they shall not break their ranks, man. You see? They shall not break their ranks, man. Back in Jeremiah, again, 50 in verse 9, to the point, it said, the arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Why? Because Joel said what? Joel chapter 2 And verse 7 say, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march, everyone on his way, and they shall not break their ranks, man. Okay? Showing you, man, it's talking about missiles, man. And they're going to be in order. They're going to hit ground zeros in order, man. Why? Because the Lord say he's going to control these missiles, man. Once they get shot off, that's it, man. So you got these nations that's creating these intercontinental ballistic missiles. Why? Because it's the mind of Yahweh Shah. It's the mind of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah. And let's prove that. This is Proverbs 21:1. It reads, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. You see? Every man, it say every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord punneth the heart, man. Okay? So you see these nations creating these missiles, man. This is the work from Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, man. Listen to this devil again.
Predictions of the apocalypse. They are the heirs of yesterday's foolish fortune tellers, and I have them, and you have them, and we all have them. And they want to see us do badly, but we don't let that happen.
Hey, it's not us. It's Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah that saith what? Let's read it. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Why is North America, Babylon the Great, a virgin? Because they have never been spoiled in war before. And I had somebody ask me a question the other day. They was like, well, what about what happened? It was kind of something like the Red Dawn movie. And I was like, oh, you talking about Pearl Harbor? Hey, that wasn't them being spoiled in war before, man. Okay? Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Okay? This place is done, man. The Lord said in Jeremiah 49, I have made Esau bare. Everybody know about North America. As I read in Jeremiah 51, their sins have reached into heaven, man. That's why I said, let all the other nations flee from us. Let's go back into our own land. Hey, cause this place is done. When you go to Revelation 18, let's read some of this. Revelation 18, and I'm gonna start at verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they see the smoke of her burning. Right? I want to read this point, because it say, Revelation 18:17. For in 1 hour so great riches it come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships, and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Babylon the Great, right? And the point I wanted was, the script, it say that there shall be found in her no more slaves, and let me see, Salakia, right here, Revelation 18:13. It say, going into all the things about Babylon the Great and everything that's sold here. As a matter of fact, it said the merchants of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linens, purple and silk and scarlet and all things and all down wood, and with all manner of vessels of ivory, and mantles of vessels of most precious wood, of brass, iron, and marble. It says cinnamon and odors, and ornaments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. Right? Because the point I'm finna make is, you put your hand on the apple of the Lord's eye, man. Okay? That's why this place gonna go down, man. And you bless, first and foremost, you blaspheme the name of the Lord, man. Okay, and you had his men and women, you had the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian Haitians calling on Jesus Christos, man. Okay, Serapis Christus and Jesus Christ and Jehovah and Yahweh and Yahshua and Yeshua. Those are not the names of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and his Son, man. So you blaspheme the names of the Lord. Like it said in the scriptures. You blaspheme the names of the Lord, man. Okay, that's in Revelation 15. You blaspheme the name of the Lord. You put your hand on the apple of the Lord's eye. So you got to go down, man. Just like every other nation, you got to go down, man. Now, I want to get the one in Joel chapter 20, but my time running out. Hey, but Lord willing, this is edifying, man. Lord willing, is edifying. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rikak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders over all of Israel, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwathium, who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. A Lord witness is edifying. Yeah, I want to get the one, but I don't got time. But anyway, yeah, it tell you that the bow of steel shall strike them through, man. It says that it tell you in Job that the missile's gonna rain down on their habitation, man. Okay? Hey, so Lord willing is edifying. Till next time I say Shalom, Wa Abba Abba.